Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, I'm Tom Shillue. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy at the Red Eye Tease Deck. Andy?
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, good news for white people, there's a brand new way to alleviate your guilt. Pretty soon you'll all be as woke as I am. Just kidding, you'll never be that woke. Plus, are salads imposing sexist shackles on women? Stay tuned for our exclusive interview with the salad straight ahead. And finally, Fisher-Price releases an exercise bike for toddlers. Hey, they got to lose that baby fat somehow. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. This JT is bringing sexy back.
Ooh.
Democratic strategist Jessica Tarlov. I call him the Ninth Ward, because this Levy's broke. Comedian, the Reverend Bob Levy. He's more seasoned than pepperoni. Freethink Media executive producer Camille Foster. And he's as mad as a hatter. Sitting right next to me from the Brilliant Idiots podcast, comedian Andrew Schulz. Okay, let's start the show. Is there a cure for liberal white guilt? Yes, but it doesn't come cheap. It's called the Safety Pin Box, the brainchild of two entrepreneurs from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Every month, they send a very special package to some very well-meaning white people, like this woman in Brooklyn named Bara.
Bara's holiday gift haul this year includes something for herself, the Safety Pin Box, a new monthly subscription service designed to wake up white people to the realities of being black in America. Plans start at $25 and go all the way up to $100.
Yes, for just $100 a month, white liberals can stay woke in 2017. That's the word, isn't it?
Yeah.
But why is it called the Safety Pin Box? Vice News explains.
The Safety Pin is the Make America Great Again hat for white people who want to show the world they didn't vote for Trump. After an election that progressives believe hinged on racism, the Safety Pin is meant to display that the wearer is a safe white person.
The organizers think they can use all this white guilt for good and also turn a profit. Vice News talked to them about it.
This is sort of the epicenter of white guilt, is the white middle-aged mom who voted for Hillary but saw Trump win on the back of the white women vote.
Yeah.
That's where the money is.
That's where
the money is.
That's where the need is. I wouldn't say the money, but it is where the need
Well, you're a business person.
Yeah.
That's where the cash is, right? That's where the money is.
Well, the cash is in all the white people's wallets.
Really?
Wow.
Not your wallet, right?
So, what's in the box?
So what's in the box? Bara finds lesson plans and tasks to complete. Some tasks are simple, like give black people higher tips.
Wait, that's the simple one? I'm going to have trouble with this. Jessica, I'm going to go to you because your people created this box.
Totally. It's so bizarre. I didn't get the safety pin thing when it first started because you have all these people wearing safety pins in Park Slope, and everyone in Park Slope voted for Hillary Clinton, and they don't ever leave Park Slope. So I don't know what message this is sending, but that box is crazy. Like, reform the education system, and then everyone will have a better chance at equality without the safety pins.
But what do you, obviously you think this is silly. It's going a little.
Oh, it's totally absurd. I actually don't know any fellow liberals, even the wokest of my friends, who think that this is reasonable.
Is that the term wokest or most
woke? I don't know. I'm not cool enough to know.
We need to get rid of that. Everybody needs to go to sleep.
What do you mean?
Everybody needs to go to sleep.
Go to sleep?
I'm tired of woke. Everybody stop it with the woke. It's nonsense. It's woke is like the new I'm a feminist. You know, like it used to mean you just want equality, and now it means like you just, I don't know, want to kill men.
Oh, so what are you saying that woke?
Or babies.
That at one time it had a good meaning, you think, but it's gotten too wide. What was the good meaning at the beginning?
It used to be that you did some research and you found out the root causes of systemic of issues in this country, and now
sounds horrible to me.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't stand root causes.
That's why I say woke, because it's very hard to stay awake doing those things.
Camille, I didn't go to you first.
That's a good thing. I actually don't have strong opinions about this.
You don't?
No, I'm fine with this. And actually, I'm really grateful to all of you for leaving that big pile of money for me to take home. This is good. It's about time that I was recognized. You know what's funny? it is the case that I don't know that a bunch of liberals are really excited about this program and are prepared to sign up for it. But what's funny is that the criticisms that I see, for the most part, are that, oh my God, well, this puts white people at the center of this problem, and there are so many things that we actually need to address. And it's not about what white people and them feeling better about themselves. It's about the fact that all black people are guilty. They're not concerned about the fact that this is sort of morally reprehensible, the notion that people inherit guilt intergenerationally, or that somehow intergenerationally I am forever and I'm perpetually a victim. They're concerned about the fact that we're not concerned enough about black folk. It is absurd. It is ahistorical. The concepts upon which this whole thing is built is really, really silly and gross and disgusting. And I wish that the conversations we were having about race in this country weren't dominated by people who insist on referring to everything that exists around us as white supremacy. It is absurd.
I think
I want to note that Kmele started. Kmele started by saying, "I don't have strong feelings about this,"
and we end at white supremacy.
Okay,
that was sarcasm.
I do not believe in white guilt. It's not my fault that I was born a white man. It was not my choice.
It was not.
That is a lie, sir.
Listen, it wasn't your mom's choice either.
Well, it would have been a confusing at Thanksgiving if it wasn't. But the whole thing, the safety pin thing, if you need a safety pin, put it on your diaper and stop crying. You're lost, okay? Stop crying like a little.
How is it these people are the most racist? Right? It's just like
which ones though? The ones who order the box, or the ones who
safety pin folk?
You lost.
What about the ones who sell the box?
And okay, fine, the ones who sell the box too. But my point is, like,
I don't know
you
that
how,
any
like,
of them are racist.
when somebody's well, here's the thing: when you're a closeted homosexual, a lot of times you say homophobic stuff to mask it.
What?
If you're a closeted.
Like the
If you're a closet,
Like you're doing now?
No.
Exactly. Right? So I gotta protect myself, right? So if you're a closeted racist, wouldn't you buy a white guilt box so that you could throw the scent off the racist
I don't
trail?
think that's what it is. I think
that's what it is.
I think these
Misdirection.
people just genuinely
Hate
believe
black people.
that they are guilty, and the black people who are manufacturing and selling these boxes for a profit, which is, I mean, fine, good for them if you can persuade people to do that. I don't think they're racist either. They are also true believers. They believe they are entitled to things because they are black. They believe that they are, in fact, somehow victimized by white people most of whom's ancestors never owned slaves.
I know. Nobody in my
matter,
family has ever owned a slave. I don't even know what the price would be or anything. No, truthfully.
No, yes.
And to me, I look at people as people. I do not see color. I don't see race.
But that's not. And Kmele and I have had this conversation before. I think when we were on Kennedy or something on Gutfeld, where you said that you
talking about
name all the other shows, will you?
Fine.
You should be watching all these other shows. And by the way, I'll be on Cashing In at 11:30 on Saturday morning. No, I'm just
Fantastic.
kidding. I'm not kidding. But we talked about this, and you said that you don't identify as a black man.
No,
and
I don't self-identify.
Right, exactly. But I think to say that we live in a colorless society, really, and I understand the articulation of that argument, but majority of people don't feel that way, and that's all well and good. But if the majority of people don't feel that way, and that's white people and black people and Latino people and every race, ethnicity, creed, etc., we do need to grapple with those issues, and we need to grapple with the safety pin folks and the people on the other side of it. And when you talk about issues like criminal justice reform, etc., the systemic issues, as Andrew rightly pointed out, I think that we have to acknowledge that race is part of this conversation.
I wouldn't push that outside of the conversation. What I'm suggesting here is that just because you feel anxious about something doesn't mean that the reasons you feel anxious are real and
absolutely. I think
right?
yeah.
And quite frankly, I think a lot of these issues are completely manufactured or misinterpreted and explained in completely ridiculous ways. So that's the important thing.
It also
I may get the box.
normal
I may get the box and just do some. I mean, I need some activities on the weekends. So
I don't get the box.
Maybe I'll see.
Crafts.
All right, moving on. China thinks Donald Trump tweets too much. I wonder if they have a point. Trump has bashed Beijing many times on Twitter, most recently on Monday when he wrote, China has been taking out massive amounts of money and wealth from the U.S. in totally one-sided trade, but won't help with North Korea. Nice! It's unclear how President Xi Jinping reads these missives because his country has banned Twitter.
Whoa.
And as the New York Times notes, translating Mr. Trump's sarcasm, nice, could be tricky. I think he means not nice. That's what I think he means.
I think so.
But Chinese officials want the president-elect to know they would prefer doing diplomacy the old-fashioned way. A headline from the state news agency reads, An obsession with Twitter foreign policy is undesirable. The article says, everyone recognizes the common sense that foreign policy isn't child's play, and even less is it like doing business deals. I'm sure Trump will accommodate them and change his deal-making and tweet-storming ways. The Reverend Bob, let's go to you on this one.
I think he should go back to MySpace so they can work together with Tom and they can all talk together and get everything together.
Right. Remember Tom?
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Basically crying.
Yes.
He's got nothing left. It's just him and one other guy on that site now.
But do you think Trump tweets too much?
Look, I mean, he wants to put out honest stuff out there, whatever he wants to say.
But he never puts out honest stuff.
Well, I mean, look, it's honest. If you think it's honest, you know, it's up to you.
That's not
It's his honest take. It's his honest take on things, right? We want to
Exactly.
hear it unvarnished.
Yeah,
Trump.
why does it have to go through the news when you can just see it on Twitter where you wake up and, you know,
Because
you got your
you're telling
sweatpants
people
on?
things that aren't true.
Wait,
Listen, forget that,
Is that
Jessica.
true?
Well,
This tweet is not true?
China is taking out large sums of
yeah,
money.
let's go with that. That exact
They're
tweet.
supporting North Korea.
Yeah.
Nice.
North Korea just said that they
Exclamation
want to
point
blow
is
us
not
up.
true.
Okay,
Well,
what
it's
about
sarcasm.
nice?
That's sarcasm.
Okay, so sarcasm is the
Okay,
problem?
how about, fine. So maybe that tweet was legit.
That's what we're
Let's
talking
go
about.
with,
That
no,
tweet-
we're not. We're talking about Trump's
No, we're
Twitter
talking about this
behavior.
tweet. No, we're
we're
not
not.
talking- we're not talking
Andrew,
about this tweet.
expand.
Yeah,
Expand
okay,
here.
well, look.
Let's go.
I can only go off of the tweet that's
Yes,
right here.
Schulz.
Okay, it's convenient
That's
for you
all
to
your
choose
mind
another
can do?
tweet that's wrong
Okay.
for your argument, but this argument right here, I think he's absolutely right,
But
and we're
China-
so blinded by Trump hate that we want to call him.
The article that was written by someone who Tom also referred to earlier, who happens to be in charge in China.
Okay.
He is specifically talking about Donald Trump making all sorts of statements about foreign policy
by
and various
Twitter.
other things on Twitter, and he is suggesting that it is completely inappropriate for the president of the United States, let's say, to be conducting foreign policy via Twitter.
Or
he
any
also
diplomat.
says that he also says that in a state-run media publication,
Exactly.
which I would say it is probably inappropriate for the state to run the media organizations and to say, I don't know, throw people in jail for disagreeing with the government or doing various other things. So it is.
when
It is
China's
rich
no
that
saint
China-
either.
China's our moral compass? Like, what is happening?
No, so Jessica, I would say this to you. He's making them uncomfortable, and China is not really nice to us. You know, so
No,
what's bad
manipulating
about
all
that?
the currency.
Obviously, it's
supporting
not
that-
traditional, but is it inappropriate? I would say it isn't.
I know that you would say that, and that Andrew would say that, but only about that one tweet. And I think
What
there's
is
some sanity
inappropriate
here,
about it?
and this is
It's
insane.
working.
Why are you letting
It's not.
China be your daddy?
Is it?
Okay, have some balls. Maybe we do need Trump.
I am annoyed. I am annoyed. Sufficiently annoyed by most of Donald Trump's tweets that I did not follow him on Twitter. I don't follow him on Twitter.
I don't either.
And I blocked
It feels
him during
really
the
good, but I see
campaign
everything.
Because even though I wasn't following him, he was promoting his tweets and they kept showing up in my feed.
Yeah.
So I blocked him.
Well, here's
Because I'm
something
not
you said to
And
me.
all your
You
deplorable
said,
friends
though,
are tweeting them.
If I'm right, when we were chatting before the show, you said that Trump's tweets annoy you about the same amount as the people who
This is
keep
true.
being annoyed by his tweets.
Yes. Part of the problem here is that we keep talking about them. Like, just stop.
This segment's over.
What? This segment right here?
It's annoying. We can't talk about Trump's
You're
tweets
moving
anymore.
on the show. You're moving to the
I
next.
am. Let's go back to safety pins.
If you don't like
Jessica's
his tweet,
flexing her.
ignore it. Just pass it by. Don't even look at it.
We don't
you
have to
know?
talk about that.
That's good. Okay, I guess
We
have
were
to
out of
move on.
time anyway,
Hey, Tarlov
right?
says we're out of time. He may not. He may be dead, but he's not out of the woods yet. Back in 2015, actor James Woods sued an anonymous Twitter user for calling him a cocaine addict. As part of the suit, Woods wanted to find out the actual identity of the guy who called himself Abe List. While the case was moving forward, Abe List died. When Woods found out, he wrote in a now deleted tweet, "Learn this. Libel me, I'll sue you. If you die, I'll follow you to the bowels of hell." Get it?
Wow.
Why did he delete that? That is a great
That
tweet.
is the best.
Woods indeed kept the suit going, and now a judge has ruled that Abe List's lawyer must give up the dead man's real name. Woods' lawyer says this is a significant step forward in our ability to recover the millions in damages caused by John Doe's cowardly tweet. It also sends a message to others who believe they can hide behind the anonymity of online social media to falsely accuse public figures of heinous behavior. As for the dead man's lawyer, he says, sometimes in law, the bad guys win. I wonder. Bob, do you think the bad guys win there? I mean, Woods
No.
is...
Hey, look, if dead people can vote for the Democrats, I do believe.
Wowza.
Yes, the many people that were dead voted, okay? And I think you should be able to sue somebody that's dead and get their money.
Well, I want him to find. I mean, do you think?
I didn't even know what's going. I mean,
Look, maybe if let's not even assume, Jessica, that there's a settlement or anything like that. But shouldn't he be able to find out who it is who's calling him a cocaine addict on Twitter?
I think you're supposed to be able to know who your accuser is, right? That's part of the process. But I mean, James Woods he calls people snowflakes like every day. What's the big deal? He said he used cocaine. They didn't say he killed anyone. I mean, maybe James Woods does use cocaine, and he said that it hurt his reputation.
Addict, though, cocaine addict.
Okay.
Like he likes it a lot. Everyone who does cocaine likes it a lot.
Yeah, there ain't nobody
right?
I know that
Me too. I don't know that many people use coke. It's not a snowflake thing, but.
Maybe he wants to find out who this guy is, so to do it, he's got to sue.
He just seems like a baby. This seems like a baby thing.
Look, I don't know about this. Everyone else, you have people's accounts being suspended, because of the so-called harassment.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, James Woods is a meanie. What do you think, Kmele?
I think this is stupid. I think it's heinous and obnoxious, and you should not be able to sue people for calling you nasty names. This is not something that should be illegal in the United States under any context.
So
What about hate speech, though?
What does that mean?
It doesn't hurt you.
Well,
You say something to me that I don't like?
No. I mean,
I don't know
if we're
that should
getting
be. I don't think that should be a crime either.
Couldn't you though? Kmele.
I don't know.
You think it ought to be?
I mean, I have more trouble with someone.
In a country that is supposed to have something like free speech, where the government can't sanction you for saying things,
Unlike
that it should be
China.
illegal to say things that are hateful.
I think there should be
Who makes those
consequences.
determinations? It seems silly.
Okay, Shiva,
I can
let me
tell
go
you.
to Andrew Schulz.
Yeah.
Should this idea that public figures, you have to have a higher bar, do you agree with that? It's different in Europe. Well, that if I called someone an unknown person, if I just said on my Twitter feed, if
you're a public figure, you have to act differently.
Yeah, well, if you're a public figure, the bar is higher. Should it be?
No, I don't think so. But I also am absolutely certain after seeing this that he is a...
6, 5, 4, 3.
Please! You don't follow him on Twitter, do you?
Say again?
James Woods, his Twitter feed.
I don't follow him on Twitter. Why? Because I'm too busy following Donald Trump. That's why I don't follow him.
Yes.
It's patriotic of you.
Okay.
He's
Thank
very
you. Thank
expressive
you.
on Twitter. He likes to express himself. You're right. He does call people snowflakes, but he...
Yeah, we don't like it.
Well, you just called him a baby. What's different?
I don't know.
Exactly.
And he's coming after you.
Let him come after me.
Probably.
You just called him the same thing that guy did. He's not going to...
Let me...
6, 5, 4, 3.
Please! Can salad be sexist? An in-depth look at edible misogyny after the break. Feminism should start on your plate, says a writer at Quartz Media. Olivia Goldhill explains women need to throw the sexist shackles off salad.
Oh.
That's right, women. It's not men oppressing you, it's romaine and baby spinach. She observes, at any restaurant, you'll see the vast majority of salads are sitting before women, too many of whom will spend every meal worrying about how the food they eat will make them look good. I bet you think I'm going to make fun of Olivia Goldhill, but I agree. I think too many women order salads for all the wrong reasons. They think that by denying themselves something, they're doing good. Some men do this too, but Ms. Goldhill is correct. Women tend to do it more. Because bowls of leaves are really just the side helping to the constant diet of guilt our culture feeds women about their bodies. Salads are a socially acceptable way of eating less and limiting calories. And I think this is just the kind of advice women should be giving each other. Stop focusing on how the patriarchy is oppressing them and give them practical advice on how their choices could make their lives better. So order the beef stew, ladies, and smile, would you? Tarlov, I bet you thought I was being sexist there, but I agreed with a woman. That counts for something.
It's huge. Like first time ever. It's never me being the woman that you agree with,
Right.
but this lady.
But maybe I do. What did you think? Do I agree with you? Do you think salads are sexist?
No, and I think tons of men eat them constantly. Now salads are not just leaves, right? They're meal salads. There's always a protein on them, and the dressing actually makes them as fattening as the beef stew.
Or more.
What?
Or
more.
more.
Yeah, that's the thing. When those calorie counts went up, people were shocked. They're like, oh, but I'm having the salad. And I'm like, it's drenched in dressing.
Yeah.
You're having those crispy wontons that they act are nothing.
Dressing is bad for it?
It doesn't look like you can gain any weight. But if you could, you would know that dressing is
But don't
very
you agree?
high in calories.
So you're kind of making the point, though, Jessica, that women
I'm trying.
order the salads anyway. It doesn't make sense. Maybe these salads have as much calories, but they would rather have the ribs, but they're ordering the salad because they think,
I think
they
that
should.
it is true, and it is also true that it really annoys boys. Like if you go out on a date and she's like, oh, I just want a salad. It's like no fun.
It's there. It's
Like you want to share a rack of ribs with a girl that maybe you're going to marry, right?
That's it. Is that right, Bob? You
Yeah.
want a woman to eat ribs?
I want a woman to eat meat. I don't care if it's your meat, my meat. You just go and have some meat.
Yes.
Delicious meat.
That is a
okay? It's just as many calories as it is in a salad. I guarantee it. And it's healthier for you.
I think
Well,
it's
you
true.
do have to have some greenery. I mean, you need a side dish.
Well, maybe.
Put a plant
Oh,
next
you need a
to
veggie.
Look, I eat salads, but I think she's right. If I go out to a restaurant, you go to a steakhouse,
Yeah.
you don't order the salad, right?
I'm fine. I think women need to appreciate salad more.
What?
I just do. I
You
think
do.
it's I mean, unfortunately, in our society, women are judged based on how they look, and men are judged based on how successful we are. You have a food that you can eat that helps you be better in terms of value in society. I wish I had.
It's like getting a better job, eating a salad.
But I wish
for
I
me.
had a food I could eat that made me successful. I don't have that. Unfortunately, I just got to work really hard. So I think you should say, "Thank God I have salad."
I don't think it's invented.
Camille, I don't know. I don't know about that logic. I don't think salads make these.
But now this dressing thing is throwing me off. I thought there's no calories if it's liquid.
That's the thing, Camille. The thing is, I think what's happening is this: women are having the salads
I really believe
because when they go on the date, they have the salad, and then they deprive themselves of those ribs. They go home and then they eat the Haagen-Dazs, right?
That's it.
Huh. They don't eat the salad. They
they
deprive
eat
of
the salad,
they
but they're
won't
still
eat the
hungry.
ribs, but they're eating the Haagen-Dazs.
Yes,
at home.
it's going to come out in the end. They're going to have the.
So
they're
it's a
gonna
wash, is what you're saying.
Yes.
So it's totally fine. So there's no issue here.
They basically
I just want to be sure that I
But they did the ice cream in private.
they have a
Because
pork
of the
chop
shame.
under
The
the
shaming,
seat of
yeah,
their
I do
car.
it.
So
Wait,
that
every
is
night.
the real concern here, that people are being shamed for eating Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah,
it's a
that
good
seems
point.
fair.
I just wanted to make certain we got to this.
Which is worse for
Kool-Aid
you.
is filled with calories.
Yes.
And it's a liquid. It's
Kool-Aid?
the sugar. Yeah.
Oh,
so
and- Yeah,
but
there's stuff in the liquids.
It doesn't make you as fat. It's
And
just,
soda
you pee it out.
makes
If you
you-
pee it out, it doesn't make you
Yeah,
fat.
this is
If it
this
comes
is
out-
terrible.
If you pee it out.
Oh,
no.
You're
Guys.
telling me ketchup has calories.
Tons. It's full of sugar.
guys.
This is terrible diet
The
advice.
entire panel has ignored my monologue. Talking about
Now you know how I feel every day of my life when everyone ignores everything I say.
Okay. Coming up, Halftime with TV's Andy Levy, and a brand new episode of the Red Eye Podcast is available now. Subscribe on iTunes and on FoxNewsRadio.com. Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good.
Excellent. Hey, have you heard? I know everyone's talking about all this stuff. Have you heard the latest news about Megan?
No. What is going on with her?
Apparently, she's snorkeling in Bora Bora.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, that's all you hear about around here. Megan this, Megan that. The liberal guilt boxes. Jessica, you said you didn't get the safety pin thing to begin with because everyone who wore them lived in Park Slope and everyone in Park Slope voted for Hillary.
Yeah.
Right, but that's the point. It's a tribal signifier.
Just to each other?
Yeah. It's like it's like I live in New York, but I wear a Mets hat.
Oh, but I thought it was like you want to wear this thing, and then when you run into what at the time felt like the enemy, but now we've embraced it because, country over party or whatever, that you would signal to them, like, hey, I wasn't into him, and I was into her, but I'm cool with you.
No, I don't think that's what it meant.
Wait, it's a signifier for each other, though, or for black people and minorities who are supposed to be afraid of Donald Trump and white people?
Oh, could it be a signifier for both?
We don't really know.
I think it's supposed to just like give the shout out to be like, hey, I know that your life sucks, even though I'm white.
Yeah,
and-
it's a little thing. It's a little thing that says
disgusting at all.
It's
Well,
a little,
I said that it was.
Guys, it's just
I'm on
it's a
record.
thing.
I know.
It's a thing you do to show people what a good person you are.
Oh,
That's it. Pure and simple.
okay.
Got it.
Then I think it's fine.
I did enjoy, by the way, in the Vice interview, the woman who makes the boxes, she said of the safety pin, she said, do you see how silly that sounds? That's the response to learning about supremacy, that I'm going to put something on my clothing?
Yeah.
She was wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt while she was saying.
It's different. The rules are different for her.
They also, I guess, but they also, this company sells t-shirts that say things that like support black women, support the revolution, I pay reparations, and pay me what you owe me. So for her to be making fun of a safety pin, it's basically the same thing, isn't it?
Sure. I agree.
All right. Camille, I'm, by the way, not going to you on this subject because I disagree with you, but I feel guilty about it.
Well, you should. You should, and you're wrong. So it's a double whammy. I'm sorry.
Andrew, speaking of things that are wrong, I think your theory that the people buying these boxes are closet racists is probably wrong.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because it makes no sense.
Why? Well, why does it make no sense? I need proof. Okay, you're trying to mask something. What do? All right, Batman wears a mask for a reason, does he not?
To protect his
Because
identity.
he's racist?
To protect his identity. They're protecting their racist identity. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Thank you, Camille, for helping me out with that.
Makes sense.
All right?
That's not how that works either.
Now it makes
It
sense.
is. All right? USA. US. All right.
Bob, you said it's not. Bob, you said it's not your fault that you were born a white man.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's saying it is.
No, but so I'm not going to have white guilt over it because
Okay.
it's stupid to have it. You know, I mean, I'm with everybody. I'm a group with everybody. I'm born white. Hey, live with it. I can.
There's your
figure.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Privilege.
Also, there was a little discussion. I believe the proper word is wokest, not most woke.
Oh,
Woke.
my bad.
You know,
He
yeah.
has a dictionary over there.
No, I know these things. You have to understand, I have insomnia and sleep apnea. No one is more woke than me. China wants Trump to stop tweeting about foreign policy. Tom, you talked about how it might be tricky to translate Trump's sarcastic nice.
Yeah.
What if he wasn't being sarcastic?
Oh.
Well, that's what you never know. You never know. So
Yeah.
So
he was saying, look how strong, like they're beating us on all these deals and they're doing this. Nice. Like, look how strong they are. That's how we need to be.
Oh.
Well, it's just a theory and it's a horrible one, but
yeah, probably a bad theory, but
Yeah.
that's another. It keeps them off balance.
Yeah.
They don't know what to think.
Like he said in a tweet last week, blah, 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 not, right? Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Didn't he do that as well? Which
Yeah.
then we saw a lot of Wayne's World again that week online, which was exciting.
Love
Right.
it.
Love it.
They're not
Totally.
beating us in the Little League World Series anymore. Notice that?
That is
I
such a
did.
weird, amazing thing to have said.
Camille, you noted that
That's the Trump effect.
Camille, you noted that these things are being written in China's state-run media, which is obviously true and obviously weird. Here's my thing, though. They don't like Trump's tweets. They're like, oh, these tweets, you can't get the nuance across in these short little things. Or doesn't China have a rich history of using slogans?
Sure. Yes.
Like that's their
lots
thing.
of propaganda, and they've got their own. They've got their own Twitter as well. I guess that the government just doesn't need to use it to tell people anything because they just do what they want.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I guess.
No accountability. Works for them. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, so it's fine.
No, it's not. To be explicit about everything. No, it's not fine. It's objectionable. Hate it. I want it to stop.
James Woods is suing a dead guy. Jessica, you said you're supposed to know who your accuser is. Is there really an accuser here, though?
Yeah, well, the guy who sent the tweet, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't. I don't know. It just seemed like it was Twitter hyperbole.
Oh, I think so. I mean, listen, I think he's being a baby. But
Yeah.
usually, I mean, I guess if it's like an egg, you have no idea who it is. But usually you can figure it out, or you're supposed to be able to. I mean, I don't know how the Twitter rules know, and how the Twitter rules work in this way. And I know this is kind of the new frontier, right? Like, how do we deal with technology in terms of these things in court cases? And that's going to be a difficult.
But also, we generally protect anonymous and pseudonymous speech in this country, don't we?
I think so, but this just saying like, hey, James Woods is a cocaine addict on that level.
I think the issue here is
speech.
Was he seriously saying James Woods is a cocaine addict?
I don't think he was.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Please! No!
No, but what if the guy that was the egg, real name is James Wood, and he was just making fun of himself?
There we go. There's a whole new wrinkle.
Interesting.
There you go. Throw it out of Kate.
Although he used he used the at.
Yeah.
Real James Woods or whatever his thing was.
Yeah. Both of us.
Yeah. Here is one thing, though, that Woods is at least partially arguing that because this guy who tweeted under the name Abe List, because his identity isn't known, there's no proof that that person is really dead.
Right.
Oh.
That's the only part of it where I'm like, okay, I kind of get it.
Yeah. He might be lying, Andy. Yeah. He's hiding.
It's like a soap opera on Twitter.
Yes.
Writer Retort says salads are sexist. Oh, I'm being told that we have one more, so I'm just going to go to this. Andrew, liquids do have calories. The calories are just as bad as the calories in solids. Calories are a unit of energy, not a unit of weight. So it's not like it doesn't matter. If something this big has 500 calories, it's the same as if something this big has 500 calories.
And thank you for that.
Also,
hey,
there are 19 calories in a tablespoon of ketchup.
Okay, Andy.
I gotta go. Bye.
Nice.
Thank you, Andy. Coming up, a white man orders food but gets served racism. But first, Kennedy.
Well, we shouldn't be able to tell.
Pay attention. Sorry. Former American Idol contestant Bo Bice is not a bigot. He loves everyone.
I'm not a bigot. I love everyone.
If only everyone was as not bigoted as him. You see, Bo knows racism. This week, he was subjected to some racial comments by an employee at a Popeye's chicken restaurant in the airport in Atlanta.
One of the three young ladies behind the corner said, "He's already got his, that white boy over there."
That white boy took offense and took to Facebook demanding an apology and threatening to set his lawyer on Popeye's. Here's more from Bo.
If the tables had been turned and I had used something and been as insensitive as to say something like that, you're talking about that I would be boycotted. There would be people not buying my albums. There would be people coming and picking in at my shows and everything else.
Thankfully, the company apologized to Bo, which he confirmed on Twitter. I asked the employee not be fired, got apology done. People should have more respect for one another and not use demeaning language. But the whole ordeal has been very trying on Bo.
And the fact that I've got to sit on TV
Whoa.
and come down a notch and look like a petty little brat by tweeting and Facebooking this just to open up dialogue so we can have an adult conversation is ridiculous. In America, you should be ashamed.
Nope.
We are ashamed. We're ashamed.
Tom.
Wait a minute.
Tom.
He was crying there, and you were laughing at him during that
I was
clip.
laughing at him because this guy's a cokehead.
What?
This guy is an absolute cokehead. He's been on a bender. He's been on a 72-hour bender, clearly. Okay. Maybe the white boy he was talking about was another word for cocaine.
I thought that was white girl.
Oh, that's white girl. Yeah.
Yes.
It depends now with these pronouns. You don't really know what to call it. I don't want to be insensitive.
And you can't ask any questions.
Yeah, of course, why not? You know what I mean? White girl, white boy, white it.
He was exhausted. That's why he was
I
crying.
think it is never okay.
Jessica, he's tired. He's tired of being called white boy.
That's what
Bo knows tears.
Yeah.
I mean, you cry over something like that. Come on, grow up. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, if somebody says, "Oh, it's a white boy," you know, it is racist. You know what I mean? Yeah, because if somebody said it's for the black boy over there, it would be
Like when Jeff
hellstorm.
Sessions said it.
Yeah,
I think both things can sort of not be particularly significant.
Well, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be in this world.
Yeah, so let's just stop there.
Let's stop
Well,
there.
he just wants
and
to make
grow
fun of
up.
him for crying.
Well, yes.
We can do that. We can ridicule the hell out of him.
I mean,
for crying.
he is like a little there at the end. And who's going to stop? Who bought his albums anyway?
That part stuck out to me too. When he's like, "Oh, people boycott my album." I'm like, "Who's buying your album?"
You wouldn't be at Popeyes. That's not what's selling.
People that are
I love
buying his
Popeyes though
albums.
because they have the spicy chicken,
Tarlov.
which is delicious with honey.
I'm with you on that.
Okay.
Fattening.
And I'm gonna.
It's fattening.
I'm gonna be
Did
honest
you hear
with
me?
you. I heard you. It's very
Calories. And in
fattening.
the
Calories.
sauce.
I'm on your part of it. But I'll tell you one thing about his albums.
This entire show is not going to exist because of you.
Camille, it's just an identifier, right? Black, white. She was saying, who gets this order? She said over there, over there by the white boy. Okay. I don't know if there's anything wrong with that.
I mean, it sounds like he was getting pretty crummy service at this particular Popeyes, where they're just like sort of shouting at people that over there, the white boy. It's supposed to be, number 10.
Yeah.
Number 10. That's how that works, right?
Yep.
No?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. This is easy.
Yeah. I think it could have been like, over there, the guy in the gray sweater.
Yeah.
Could have been.
So much longer.
But if she said the white guy, that's fine. I guess it's boy that is actually derogatory.
That's what it is. It's like saying
historically.
the guy.
It's not racist.
It's ageist.
Yeah, come on.
Would have been white middle-aged man.
Same thing.
It is the same thing.
It's
Okay.
I'm a white boy.
Coming up, toddlers trim their fat. Exercise bikes for kids are next. Coming up tomorrow on the next Red Eye, Dave Smith, Kirsten Haglund, Nick Mullen, and Rob Long. You're never too young to hate riding an exercise bike. This is the new Think and Learn Smart Cycle from Fisher-Price. Now your child can break a sweat while reading the Wall Street Journal online. Actually, the bike lets kids control 4 downloadable games with the speed of their pedaling. The company said in a press release, "We just ended childhood obesity. You're welcome, America. Fisher-Price out." Look, Jessica, do you think this is going to solve childhood obesity?
No, all the salads will.
Yeah.
Actually.
But
No, I think this is crazy.
You do?
Yeah. Well, it's just concerning to me how much time everybody, and these are adults too, spend on their screens.
Yeah.
Like you just don't see kids. I guess in school, like if you go and when your kids were younger, you went and visited them at school and like they were reading, the teacher was reading a real book to them and you do bedtime stories. But I mean, I was with my godson today who's 3.5. What he can do on an iPad is astounding. Like they watch your fingers, they get your code in 1 second. And then they're just in, and they know what every app
Sounds
is.
like he's going to go really far.
That's right.
He is.
Camille, maybe it's good. They're on the tablets. They're going to be running the systems.
Yes, yeah. No, I'm glad these kids. I'm glad these kids have iPads and iPhones. Good for them. I think this exercise bike toy will fail, but it does remind me of my. I had one of those Power Wheels, like police officer motorcycle thing.
Yes,
that was really fun.
Yeah,
but getting
took you back.
But this is also really expensive. I mean, it's $150. It's crazy.
Yeah, kids
for
want
a
to go
kid
places.
toy that he's going to be too big for in like 2 seconds.
Bob, they want to be like the adults, and they see their mommy is riding on a Peloton cycle with the screen on it, so they just want to be like the adults.
It's like, it's a good idea because you want to hit on some hot chicks when you're in kindergarten, so you want to come in good shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think this thing is a waste of money, and for them to go, this is going to be big. They're going to be sent to timeout, and they're going to just sit there and eat cookies.
Look, but Schulz, this thing about childhood, they're obsessing over it.
Yeah.
I mean, the First Lady, she's always talking about the dangers of you got to get the kids moving.
No,
what do you expect?
I'm supportive of childhood obesity.
What?
I am. Just because I want to make children more undesirable for pedophiles.
No,
that's one strategy. I want to fatten them up so that they're so gross. Pedophiles are like, no. And then by the time they get to the age where pedophiles aren't into it, now we get them a bike.
That is, did you just think of that just now in your seat? I hope that you're just winging it here.
I did think of that right now, so I have to look back and find the logic. I just want to make one more point about obesity.
Or not.
Kids who drink breast milk are never obese, probably because it's a liquid. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys.
Jessica Tarlov, Bob Levy, Camille Foster, and Andrew Schulz. That does it for me. Tom Shillue. Bye-bye.